Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. As you saw the other day, I installed a new solar panel on my roof. Well, my dad did, realistically. I just learned from him. But today I'm going to be testing out some things and seeing if this is going to work out for me the way I think it is. I'm also going to be repacking my van because I need to make a few changes. Nothing big, nothing scary. I just need to take a few things out of the roof box and then also reorganize. I'm gonna be doing some laundry because we're still at my base camp, and then we're hitting the road real soon because this was just a quick turnaround stop. So I am about to see if this solar panel is gonna do what I would like it to do. Wish me luck, guys. Time to unlock, and the van's a little bit of a mess, so here we go. Nope, Tyson, you can't come inside right now. It's all a mess. It's a mess, buddy. So my goal is to be able to take the solar off the roof, run it through on my cords here, and then run it into this power station. So far, so good. It's all the way charged up, and it wasn't charged up whenever I first put it in here. So I know that this part works. But this is where it gets a little crazy. Am I going to be able to use this as a through charger for my other power stations? The reason why I kind of want to do this is because if I'm in a parking lot or something like that and I am away from the van, that means I'm charging 0 on those other power stations. And if it's been a crazy day where I've used up a lot of power, I need those to be charged up too. So if I can plug them up in series where I can pull off of this one and into those, this might work. So I can have passive charging when I'm away from the van on all of the power stations. So I'm gonna plug in a DC to this, plug it into this guy right here, probably pop it up here so I can see it a little bit better, and see if this will work. I'm just gonna leave it sitting out under the sun for quite a while and just see if it builds at all. I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not, but this is why we test things before we hit the road. Okay, this one is currently at 38%. Starting off by opening this guy up. And because I don't use this one very often, it was nice and snug in there. So we're gonna plug that in and then take this end, go into the power station, and then I'm gonna hold the DC right here. It is starting to pull watts though. So 11 watts out, 14, 17, it just keeps building. And meanwhile, up here, we are going in with 37, 41, 38. So it is in fact working. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This guy right here is going to power this guy right here. I'm gonna leave it alone for a couple hours and see what happens. Go a couple ways. It could work, and I could have both of them topping off at the same time. Or I could have a drained battery on the bottom and a full battery on the top. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I said, it could go a lot of different ways. So while that's doing that, I'm gonna start taking care of some of the things that I need to do on the inside to get ready to hit the road again. And yeah, cross your fingers for me, guys. Cross your fingers. Also, I realize this isn't optimum charging, and there's going to be some people who are like, that's really bad, you shouldn't do that. I'm literally just trying to figure out how I can make the most of this. I have several power stations, and as a result, I like to test them out to their full capacity. So that owl power, it's going to be used a little bit. It's been taking too many breaks and just powering normal things. So this through charging system that I have kind of in mind, is it the best? Probably not. I would not necessarily say everyone should do this. However, is it gonna work for me? Yeah, I think it will. So we're gonna find out, and if it does, cool. That's how I'll be doing things when I'm in random parking lots, whenever I'm away from my van. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to the drawing board and figure out something else. In the meantime, locked up Dimples, back inside. Okay, this has been going for a little bit, and it's still pulling in the watts. It's gotten up to 50% on the Alpha ESS here, and it has dropped this one down to 84%. But I think that most of that is because it's not coming in as quickly as it's going out. Now, I went ahead and turned everything off and gave it a second, and sure enough, it started pulling them in. So it's pulling in about 40 watts off of the roof right now. So that would make sense because that means it was pulling in less that it was putting out. So that would explain the drop. But it is in fact working through the pass-through, so that's the most important thing that I needed to find out about this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this for a little bit longer. I'm going to turn on the DC again and just let it go and see what happens over some time. And I'll come back out and check this right before dark to kind of see where I'm at. It really isn't a science. I just learning as we go, kind of. Again, is this the right idea? I have no idea. Is this going to work? I also have no idea. We're about to find out though. But as you can see, it is definitely moving for both the charge in and out. So that's what we're looking for. I also am gonna have to figure out how to tuck these cords a little bit better, but again, this is just us experimenting right now. Just for reference, the sun is kind of over the house in that direction, so it kind of makes sense that I'm not pulling a huge amount of watts, but it's still pretty good considering. And other projects that I wanted to get done before I left, this was one that Dad had planned on doing. This is some sealant that he wanted to put on the solar panel area to make sure everything was nice and tight for the water. Nothing can get in there now. So Dad just finished that up. He's resecuring the solar, and yay, that's good. So I'm also gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna be cleaning this on the road. So I'm gonna be looking up some stuff about that because ew, gross, that was after one rain. Just went over this like this and it does come off. So I'm gonna look to see what their care instructions are, but I think with like a microfiber towel, this might work. Good to talk to people who already are out there doing the thing. That's something I hadn't thought about because again, I didn't think that this was gonna be like an option on this van. So now that it is, proper care is important. Came outside and clearly the cat likes the solar panel. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have little kitty prints up there I have to wash off now for sure. While I'm home, I decided I was gonna go ahead and take care of myself as well. So I'm about to go color my hair. This should be interesting. It's a little long in the root right now, and I want to be a little bit more bright for the road because why not? It's about to be summertime now. We've made it through all the weird seasons, all of them, and now it's hair color season. So the progress has begun. I'm going to mix up my bleach. I'm going to do my roots, and then I might put some color in it. I'm not sure, but this is just one thing I needed to do anyway, just to get ready for the road. So this is going to be awesome. And then at some point, I'll probably cut my hair one more time just before I leave because it's already grown out a lot since I left the last time. And that way I don't have to worry about my hair for a little bit of the journey because it's never a fun thing to have to deal with your hair, even though I can cut and color my hair on the road. It's just easier to get it done before. And now we wait. Okay, so yesterday I did my hair, kind of. I'm not finished yet, but this was step one. I also added a few things to my list of things that I need to change in my van before I hit the road. And Riley and I were kind of discussing where we want to go. Because since we had to come back to my base camp and we had to kind of look at some things from a different perspective a little bit because I had to come get my package, and then Riley also has a package that she'll be telling you about really soon. It's really cool. Now the world is our oyster. We have so many ideas and so many places that we can go. And so we're just trying to hash out where we want to get moving in the direction of. And I think I want to go to some places I've never been before. That's kind of what my thoughts are. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I've looked at my big map of all the places that I've been in the United States, and I've been to so many places. I mean, I've been on the road off and on for 7 years. So I've tent camped. I have been in my van. I have traveled with family. I've traveled with friends to all sorts of different places all over the country. But there are a few places that are lacking on at least videos from me because I had gone there recreationally and not necessarily for the channel. So I think I kind of want to go to some of those areas, and I need to figure out where to start. So on my fridge, I always keep what I need to do. This is, for example, my house list of things that I'm working on for my tiny home channel and projects that I want to do. And as I get things finished, I kind of just X them off. This is my new one that I've now started for what I need to do with the van. And I have some cool things. I need to restock my mountain house because we've already eaten a few of those. I need to take out my super cold weather clothes and also the big 200-watt panel, but I need to insert the cooling blanket. And then also I need to repack the bag that I'm collecting rocks for my mom in. And I need to add a spoon to my travel utensils because I never did that. So those are all things I'm going to be doing while I'm here. Probably going to add some shorts to my van because it's going to be warm. And the weather is changing very rapidly. Apparently summer has already peeked its head out here in Texas. It was like 90 degrees the other day. And then it instantly was like 30 the next day. But that does tell me that the weather is getting to the point where it is going to be warmer more frequently than not on the travels. So more shorts for sure. And I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase some new black sandals the next time I go to Walmart because my tan sandals are dying from last season. And that will fully transition me into the upcoming weather, which is what I really need to do. So I think that's a great start. It's nothing too crazy. And other than doing my laundry, I think everything else is pretty decent in the van. Now we are going to go ahead and do a grocery shop on our way out of town. So that's not going to be happening while we're here at my base camp. That's going to happen on the road. We've already kind of figured out what we want to get because we have some fun meals that we're going to be cooking. And I am so excited. You guys have been asking what all I cook in some of my cooking devices. So we've been kind of showing you a little bit of that because I never just thought that that was something you all cared to see, but clearly you guys like those videos. So I'm going to be sharing more of that with you all on the road and just kind of how we function. But we have some cool places that are on our bucket list that, depending on which way we go, could be pretty epic. I am probably going to be taking this bag with me also. This is all my geocaching stuff because I think this is a good time to geocache just a little bit. Riley hasn't really done that much, and she needs to understand why we like it so much. But these are all my little trinkets, so I'm debating on if I'm going to take those or not. If I don't take all of them, I may take a smaller bag of them maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Now I need to go out to the van and check something. You guys can come with me and see what I'm up to. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and unlock it. Is this guy all the way charged up? It looks like it is not coming on. Okay, it's at 99%. So yeah, it charged it pretty well. It looks like it's finished charging that. So, which means my experiment worked. It was at 90% and I charged it from the other battery and there wasn't any problem. It took it about an hour to do that. That one's the smallest power station, so that is really, really good. I also have now started my laundry, so I should be able to have all of that finished very soon. And as that is all complete, that puts me one step closer to getting on the road. Okay, so it's the next morning, and as you can see, my hair is not the same. I am so excited. This was supposed to be teal, but it definitely turned out blue, but I've done blue before, so I'll be fine. I just wanted a little change of pace for summer, so I think this is a great way to do it. With that said, there's a lot of things that I have to do today. I already started washing my things, so that's already well underway. I had to order something, which means I won't be able to leave out until Wednesday. It is currently Monday, but as soon as that package comes in, I'll be ready to go, basically. I think that while I'm here, I'm going to celebrate my dad's birthday because, I mean, I'm here. I might as well. So maybe do something with him. And other than that, it's just about putting the pieces back together on the van with the clothes that I took out and the clothes that I'm putting back in to the things that I'm pulling off the roof, which I talked about a little bit. And it's been really productive. Also, I've been talking to my dad a little bit. He's been making some changes to his van. So maybe by the next time I come back home, I'll be able to share a big update with you guys because, well, he kind of decided that he wanted to pivot in a few directions, which is why I tell you guys always that it's always a work in progress. So with that said, I have a busy day ahead. Charging up a couple of wireless mics because I purchased these a bit back and then I used them a few times just passively, but not anything too exciting. So I'd like to start using these a little bit more, especially on the windy days. So we'll see how this works out, but I'm about to go do testing on those.
Like, does that?
Hi, Riley.
Hello. Hi. Oh, it's part of the road mic thing still. So it's still
Yes.
like, is the transmitter in here?
Yes.
I'd like to thank all of my friends and family who have been there with me through it all. Ouch. I'd like to dedicate something to someone.
To somehow.
To somehow. We are very excited for our soaps tonight.
It will be really fun. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
But it
okay.
won't be as fun as if I'm over here. I'm trying to test to see if it works both ways.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can you hear me super strong? Or is it better when I'm here? Hi, 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 hi. Hello, hello. We are moving. I'm just going to continue moving. I'm all the way down the hall. Let's see. I'm coming closer. I'm coming closer. I'm at the refrigerator. I'm all the way here. And go. This has been my chaos this morning. I was looking for a cord, which is the thing that I had to order because I found out of all the cords that I have, I have all of these which can plug into my solar panel, but not a one of these works for the power stations that I'm currently taking with me other than the all power. And I want to be able to plug and play in my van with these little tops right here with all of my different power stations. So I got something that was compatible for the rest of them that I have with me. Now, whenever I'm traveling with various ones, they have different kinds of ends to plug and charge. So not all power stations have the same kinds of things. And I thought at first that this would work because this looks like it could, but it's actually a little bit big. So ordered a new one of these, and it should have all of these attachments directly on the cord. This actually goes to a solar panel that I have, and I can use it with that portable solar panel, but I couldn't use that on one of these, which is what I really needed. So, yep, about $15 down the road, I'll have the correct cord. One of the things that I've learned about companies that send like power stations or panels for you to test is they want you to use just that. But the problem is sometimes it makes sense to use that in like cooperation with something else. And so having the portable panels is great whenever I'm set up at a campsite, so I can just pull them out and put them in the sun and park in the shade. But whenever I am trying to charge through my solar panel on top, I also need it to be able to work with that. And I don't always want to have to just run in series, because over time that will eventually like wear down that battery too. And even though I have plenty of power to spend and use and do, because I do a lot of reviews, I also want to kind of be a responsible person and not just wear that thing out. So I thought getting this cord could really be helpful. I also have to figure out which solar panel I want to take with me instead of that 200 watt panel, because that 200 watt panel is just so heavy. It's very nice, but even on the sunniest of sunny days, I'm not pulling anywhere near 200 watts with it. And it's very frustrating to have something so physically heavy on top of the van that you have to pull it down and then also put it back up. And now that I have that solar panel up there, I'm not going to be able to just set things willy-nilly on top of it, which is what I was doing before with just the top part of my van when I'd load it. So while I have a friend with me, the 200 watt is not that bad. I can just have somebody hand it up to me and put it in there. But as soon as Riley and I split ways, I'm not going to be able to use that panel very easily unless I'm putting myself into some pretty weird positions on that ladder, and I don't want to do that. So I'd rather take a lighter panel that's easier to maneuver and maybe solve some issues that way. I woke up this morning and a package that I've been waiting for has arrived. It is one of two packages that I needed to order, so we're about to go and try to fix my curtain yet again. Yay. I'm so excited about this though, because if it works, I'll be happy, but I won't really know until I get on the road. So I'm gonna do the hard work of installing something, but at the same time, who knows? Who knows if this is actually gonna work or not. This right here was suggested to me by Ladybug Out. D is the best, and so I'm hoping that this suggestion works out. Now along the way, a lot of you have suggested that I put in place these little holders, and I've tried some of those in the past, they just didn't work. These are supposed to have a stronger adhesive on them, so we'll see. It's worth a shot. Again, I don't know if this is going to solve anything, but we're going to try. This has been a pain. So into this package I go, and out come these little guys right here. These have a little lip on them that supposedly the pole will sit down in, and we'll see if this is strong enough to support them. This is supposed to be a pretty strong adhesive on the back, so cross your fingers, guys. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and twist this in just a little bit so I can remove it. And right off the bat, I already have an issue. You can see over there something hung on, and it's not on the end of this now, so now I'm gonna have to repair that too. Okay, so this is what came off, and it just kind of fits in here, and then it pushes into place. So I'm hoping this will stay. I'm not confident in it right now. Next off, I need to remove these, which I don't know if they're gonna come off easily or not. These were the things that I bought at the Dollar Tree that did help a little, but weren't great. So here is the new piece, and this back part peels off like this, so it's kind of like a gel pad. And then I should be able to take this and put it right here and kind of push it into place and rub it in really good. Okay, last but not least, I need to take this curtain and put it back in place. And then I am going to push it into these spots, and then I'm going to twist it out so that it can be big enough and fit in place. I'm going to pull the curtain over, and okay, this is where I'm gonna be for now, and I'm crossing my fingers this stays. Will it? I have no idea. Do I hope it will? Yeah, I really do. I have definitely been hard at work. I'm not finished yet. I'm probably going to crawl up on the roof in the morning right before we leave, but I've had some progress. Doesn't look like it right now, but this is actually holding on pretty good. I did some rattling of it. So far, so good. These power stations, the Vatid's fully charged. I am almost finished charging up the Alpha ESS. And if you can hear that sound, that means that my all power is actually dead. Now, I had this thought today, and I know a lot of you are going to probably cringe when I say this, but I was like, let me see if I can drain this battery all the way down. The all power is going to be my workhorse, but I've also ordered another cable, which is why I can't leave until at least tomorrow, so that I can charge independently each one of the batteries, because I think ultimately that's going to be a better deal. But I wanted to see if it did drain the battery all the way, what would happen next, because I needed to be aware in case I do decide to do in series charging. And I found that it makes this sound. I think that what that tells me is I don't need to leave it unattended for long periods in time charging in series like that. So that's good to know. That's what I wanted to find out. I am going to go ahead and bring out another power station tonight just to have the van fridge running, because I do have some things in there that I just wanted to go ahead and get out of the house so I don't forget them. But in doing so, that means I've got some things to figure out. So I think I'm about to bring out the Jackery, because I haven't brought that guy on the road in a bit, and I love that power station, but I leave it here just because I know it's reliable, just in case we have an outage. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing. In the morning, I got a lot of stuff to do, but overall, doing these tests has really been helpful. I am very excited that this trip that turned out to be a surprise trip for something completely unrelated netted the solar panel, thanks to my dad. And again, Riley has a big surprise that you guys are going to have to stay tuned for, that she's going to be featuring pretty soon, if she hasn't already. So you'll have to watch and find out what exactly that is. I am so excited for her. That's all I can say. Additionally, today I took a little time to work on this. I changed the side for which my refrigerator opens. That's the nice thing about the set power fridges like this. You can see on the corners here that it has these little handles, so you can change the opening. So I did that, which helps me whenever I have my ladder here. And I think that's going to be super handy. You can see from the time of day that it happens to be that I'm losing light rapidly. The sun is starting to set, and from this point on, I have probably about 20 minutes before it is dark outside. So all that's going to have to do in the morning. There's never a dull moment, even changing small things in my van, and so I can't wait. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my clothes and my solar panels and things like that in the morning. And all in all, I'm not in a bad place at all. I'm actually in a much better place than whenever I started. And even though I haven't solved all of the issues, I've solved some of my issues on this trip back. Every trip I seem to find something else that I can kind of tinker with to get to a point where it's a little bit more effective. And this, despite looking overwhelming still, is actually more organized. So that's good. Today's been a crazy day. But with that said, guys, remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'll catch up with you guys on the next upload. Till next time, guys. Bye.